So I'm sitting here with dric Ido, director of the film The Gravity. Very welcome. How are you feeling, and how has your stay here in Stockholm been so far?
I'm really happy to be here. It's always I mean, I cherish the fact of you know being able to bring a film, to a new audience every time, and I'd like to thank the festival for that. It's always something great to have the reaction. So I'm really looking forward to see how people are gonna receive the film.
And this is your first time in Stockholm as well, and first time visiting the festival. What has been the most fun being here so far? You're presenting your film later tonight. What has been the best part?
I still have a few days, so I guess I'll try to do a bunch of things. But I've been visiting around. I really wanted to visit Sweden for such a long time, and having this opportunity to show the film and to be able to visit the city, it's amazing. And yes, what I saw from so far, I haven't been much around. Like I've been around the hotel and the neighborhood. I only know the neighborhood where I'm staying over here. But people keep telling me that there are a lot of things to do. So I'm pretty eager to be able to do that very soon. Like after the screening, to make sure that it will start tonight.
And let's talk a little bit about your movie. I'm really curious to hear what was the thought process behind this film. It's such an interesting storyline, and I just wanted to know how did you come up with this storyline?
The thing with this story with the film is that it's something personal that I really wanted to say for a long time. Very very personal because I grew up in the suburbs in France. That we call les banlieues, and totally feel like I belong to that place because it has its own culture. Like you could feel that there are a lot of things that I cherish, from there, and then I really wanted to do something out of that and talk about my experience out there, and especially, and I see the film has a testimony in a way because I met a lot of people out there with tremendous talent, and when I had the opportunity to do something out there and to tell to give my vision about this place. Um, I wanted to talk about the talented people I met, and talented people will never be able to show their talent to the world because they live in some sort of well structural racism is very strong, and they're being victim of the glass ceiling in a way. So, and they're striving to make a living instead of showing the whole world how strong they could be with their if they were able to use their talent. So that's one of the main point that I wanted to tell.
Perfect. And how did the casting go for this film? Um, who did you? How did you manage to cast those playing in your film?
Yes, I was. Usually when I write, I like to think about actors. To imagine to have precise projections and imagine actors that I like. People that I follow for a long time, and very actors that really got me emotionally. And when we were at the process of auditioning, I started with Max, the main character. I really wanted to to have him, in the film, because long story short, Max is an actor that I saw like 15 years ago in short films. He was the Max is the one who plays Daniel in the film, and it was actually in those short films that they had like a small group where they were making like random films, random short films, and they were showing them like every month in Paris. and Max was one of them and one of their actors, and really I was seeing him in those things, and I was like, okay, this guy has something, you know. And whenever I do something, you know, I can imagine him being, you know, part of my universe in a way. So like 15 years later, when I was able to make this film, and I was started auditioning, he's one of the first that I called, but it was really hard to get him because he totally quit acting and he was working as a security guy, and then you know, he totally went away from the craft of acting. And and then we started looking for him with the casting director, and then we found him on like an old video that he had left on, you know, a demo reel that he had on YouTube. And then there was that cell phone number at the end, so we called that number. And then thank God it still had the names, the same number. So and then we auditioned him like at that point, and it was great, you know. I was and he said like he couldn't believe that I saw him like 15 years ago and never really got to talk to him, you know. I just kept that in my mind. I never went to him. I was just going to see these films, you know, that these guys were doing, and I was really wanted to have him one day, and this happened, you know, and it was great for the film. So that's why he's in the film anyway, you know. And also Steve is an actor that I like, that I been followed, but he kind of works a lot now. Like he's been in a few movies since then, and I'm passionate about his work. The same with Jean Baptiste, the guy who plays Christophe. Steve plays Joshua in the film, and you know, all these actors are people I really wanted to work with, and I invite them to be part of my universe, you know. So, and also there's one interesting thing: the confrontation with the running in the film, like the young group who are not necessarily all of them are they're not all professional actors. So I felt like it was a good thing to, you know, to have a good balance to confront both, like having those young actors, non-professional, and those professional actors, you know, confronting them, and just to get something authentic, you know, because put them both in danger on both sides. So it helps for the balance, I guess.
Because when I saw the film, it reminds me a little bit of Attack the Block. Have you seen that film by Joe Cornish? Yeah, exactly. That's it reminded me of that film a little bit, but it's they're kind of similar in some way. And but where do you find inspiration? Where when you create film, where do you find inspiration, and what directors are you looking up to?
Yeah, so I saw Attack the Block, but it's probably unconscious. But yeah, I really enjoyed the film, you know, Attack the Block. So I guess it's a compliment, like the genre bending that he has in this film. That this is something I'm trying to do, you know, in my films, and I have a lot of references, you know, like movie references. I'm a big fan. I'm a fanboy, and and for that one, I needed to find, because me, you know, you bring the codes of genre into films, and but you kind of want to, you know, to bring them to you to your universe, and then and but you need to digest them first, because you could bring a lot of stuff that you saw from other films, and you know, and it does, if it's not, if it doesn't fit to your universe, you know, so it's vain. But I love you know, for that one especially, what I wanted to say is that genre to me to find the right metaphor, you know. So it's not only bringing codes to your film, but it's finding the right distance, the right, you know, the right metaphor. And here, science fiction was a good thing, you know, that I could bring to, you know, with the planet alignment, and which actually represent metaphorically represents the glass ceiling in a way, you know, like how they can be, you know, dragged to the ground, like, you know, with the gravity being stronger and stronger, as you know. and also with the samurai films and bringing those codes with the run-in, bringing all the codes of the Shambara to a film like that, because in a way, when you think about it, the street codes and samurai and Shambara's films, and all this universe today, even the Yakuza and all this stuff, there are a lot of similarities. If you look at the turf wars, or and you could find in both universe and in reality, in this in the suburbs, when it comes to to drug and all and stuff like that. It's the same codes in this universe. So yeah, that's the kind of thing I'm trying to get in films. Like I love genre, and I want to bring, but first I need to make a personal story, and then you know to make sure that it gets universal, I bring some genre so it can touch people and more more precisely, and then bring layers, like different layers of reading to the film. And then once you watch it first time, and then you get rid of the plot, you really want to see new things popping up, popping out. So I think this is very very interesting, and a director that does that really well, that I love. It's John Carpenter, for instance. A um, very good director, and some others like Japanese, like of course Kurosawa. I love Kurosawa, like Mizumi. Like these are like, and you know, they really got into the genre blending and genre bending stuff, and then I totally respect that, the way they did that, and they did it like like in the '60s, and they did it so well. So yeah.
And what's next for you and for the Gravity after Stockholm International Film Festival? What's coming next?
Yes, we keep going into festival this, which is a good thing. The film is traveling. Is going over the world. We're really happy with that. And then the film comes out in France the 21st of December. So we're actually promoting it right now in France, and and trying to get the much people we can to the theater, because and then make sure that the film comes out in many territories. Hopefully here in Sweden. You should ask for it. You should. You should. Everybody in Sweden should go and say, we want to see the Gravity. We want to see the Gravity in theaters and stuff like. No, that's what we're trying to do. Like, to get the film out in many many countries, and and for the moment it's traveling pretty well, and we're happy with that. Yes. And also, I'm working on several things on the next film. Anyway, and also working on series and TV shows. So yeah, so I'm trying to keep busy a little bit there.
Also French series and
Yeah, French series, international, and even the film, like they could be in English, and so yeah, trying to be the most international I can. Yeah. Try.
great. And I want to thank you so much for letting me interview you, and hope you have a great stay at Stockholm International Film Festival. Thank you so much, and good luck.